Apartheid did not only leave our mothers as widows, it did not leave them broken. It did not leave them with responsibility. It did not leave them with embarrassment. It did not only take away their womanhood. Neither left our brothers and sisters being orphans, nor left those protesters with scars and wounds. But the spirit and the unseen presence of our parents, of our forefathers, has instilled a generation that chose to inherit the opposite of what our parents was fighting for. The pains, the cries, those voices, those screams, those guns, to some those memories that they have seen, it made them to forget the reason behind those sacrifices, those compromises our forefathers have made to us. But it had created and instilled a generation that created a misinterpretation, a misperception. It has created young people that never understood, rather not even seeking to want to understand. Youngsters that are not even interested to know the reason behind those sacrifices that our parents made. But this generation is inheriting a mentality, a behavior, an attitude that is misleading, that destroys, and that is in total opposite of the eagerness and the sacrifice our forefathers stood for. The blood that our forefathers lost stood for light, which meant success for us as this generation. That willingness, courage, and striving so hard in fighting for justice and democracy stood for our goals. Oh, the tears, those screams, those endless beatings, those families that were left alone without parents, those kids that had to look at one another, knowing that their parents might not come back tomorrow. And all those sacrifices, they stood for chasing opportunities for us. Those tears meant that our parents cried so that what they're fighting for can be had. They are allowed to be beaten in front of their children. They allowed themselves to be victims of embarrassment. They allowed their children to see them being beaten daily in front of them. Because they knew that that's the only way they are going to get hurt, so that the opportunities for us can be opened. The wrong interpretation and perception we chose to inherit as this generation seems to be the main reason behind what closes our doors of success, opportunities, nurturing of skills, passions, talents, and our capabilities. Because we chose something that was never fought for us. Because doors of success, opportunities, talents being sharpened is what those poor souls are lying in their graveyard for. Is what those poor children remember their parents of. Is what those poor widows remember their husbands because of. The interpretation and how we perceive the fight, it clouds our judgment. At times, it is the one that closes the ways and chances of opportunities and transformation in our lives. Perceiving interpretation, inheriting something that its core purpose was not what we think it is. It makes us to refuse to be taught, to listen and to be guided. At times we can't even see that what we think, what we inherited, assuming that is the right thing. We forget that it is the one that makes us to feel so less about ourselves. It is the one at times that takes away our capabilities. It is the one that destroys our futures, opportunities, and talents. This perception that we chose to inherit for ourselves has turned this generation into hatred, bitterness, and anger. It has made us to become enemies of ourselves. We inherited something that was meant to liberate us, something that was meant for our transformation. But because of refusing to be taught, because of refusing to listen, how we perceive information, how we interpret, makes us to focus on the surface instead of digging deeper so that we can learn the core reason behind the sacrifice. And therefore for that, we are enemies of change. We are enemies of opportunities. We are enemies of liberation were enemies, of shaping our capabilities were enemies, of having self-loathing were enemies, of believing that poverty is who we are, poverty is what makes us. Because of what we thought was right, we chose to inherit as this generation. We are victims of our failures, we are victims of our closed opportunities, we are victims of bad choices, we are victims of our own flaws, we are victims of our ideas, we are victims of our thoughts, we are victims of our experiences. We are the ones that are destroying ourselves because we refuse to be taught. We refuse to understand. We refuse to dig deeper so that we can understand the surface, rather the deepness of why our parents sacrificed their lives for us. Our parents fought for us so that we can restore we can regain, we can mold the dignity that they lost. Our parents fought for us so that the memories their children had while seeing them being beaten in front of them, so that the memories in which their children, their wives remembers them of, which at times meant they will be meant a laughing joke in front of their children. The reason for our parents to fight so hard, they wanted us to restore their brokenness, but in a manner that is elevating and transforming us. Our parents fought so that what we are known of, what we are respected of, what defines us, which is Ubuntu, can be restored, because our respect lies within that. Our parents fought so that we can show each and every tribe, we can show each and every culture, we can show each and every nation that we as black people, we are united. We as black people, we are strong. We as black people, we rise above, so that we can teach even our enemies